Okay, let's start. So you can come and sit down in a comfortable position. Today we will be paying attention to the different sides of our body. And we will go into a short meditation. And then we have plenty of time for the asanas, which will touch upon the different sides of our bodies. So close your eyes. Make sure that you have your spine straightened. Your shoulders are soft and relaxed. You might want to give them a roll before you let them sink into the back and the arms dropping down heavily from the shoulders. Having your eyes closed, turning your attention inward. And then taking a moment to do a quick body scan. And I will guide you through it. So you can start with the head, the upper side of the body, the highest part, the crown of the head. And then you go down the back side of the skull. But also pay attention to the sides of your head, your ears. The front side, your forehead. Feel how your eyelids cover your eyes. Feel the cheeks, the jaw. Feel your nose and your nostrils, your mouth. Also feel the tip of your chin. And then down the backside, the neck, the sides of the neck, both left and right. Also your throat in the front. And then going down over your shoulders, your left shoulder, your left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, the wrist and the hand. And also feel the right side, the right shoulder, the right upper arm, the elbow, lower arm, the wrist and the hand. And then feel your collarbones, the front side of the body, dropping down, your attention going over the chest, your diaphragm, lower abdomen, all the way down. And then also paying attention to the sides of your body, your left side, your left flank, the rib cage, the waist, also the right side. And then also dropping down from the neck at the back side of your body, over the upper back, the shoulder blades, following down the spine to the mid back, the lower back, all the way to your tailbone and your sitting bones. And breathe deeply and slowly. You can also start your abdominal breathing, and at the same time, you continue scanning your body, your left hip, the left upper leg, the knee, the left lower leg, and your left foot. I know we are going quite quick, but that's exactly what I want. Just for you to have a quick impression of how this feels for you. Can you feel your body easily, or is it tough for you? No judgment, just surrender to it. Feeling your entire left leg. Then switching attention to the right side. Your right hip, the right upper leg, the right knee, the right lower leg, ankle and foot. Take a deep breath And as you exhale, you just exhale into the earth, letting your attention and energy sink down to the lowest part of your body. Downside of the body, let's say. And on your next inhale, you focus all your attention on the upper side of the body, going through the upper part, all the way to the crown. And now trying to feel the entire front side of the body. And then switching to the back side of the body. And taking a deep inhalation, exhaling through the mouth. And on your next exhalation, you can blink open your eyes. We will be doing a short moving meditation to also feel a little bit more in tune with the different sides, and maybe also not only in the body, but even a little bit outside of it, just as an experiment how this might feel for you. Make sure that you sit cross-legged, or just like me, but you can also just sit in a normal cross-legged position. And really plant your sitting bones into the floor so that you sit nice and stable. You can put your hands on your knees, and then you start to turn to the right side. You make very small circles, as if you are sort of screwing, as if you're a screwdriver and you're screwing your sitting bones into the earth. So the sitting bones are connected to the earth, and you make circles to the right. And you can close your eyes, and you make those circles bigger and bigger. So you're basically spiraling around your sitting bones. And counting backwards, to the left, to the front, as large as you want to make them. Pay attention to your breath. And you can make them even larger. You can go fast or slow. That is all up to you. Just imagine you being a water vortex, just going down, down, spiraling down. Then you can start to make the circles a little bit smaller again, smaller and smaller. Take your time. And let's say in about 3 breaths, you will be in a neutral position again with your spine straightened and sitting quietly. Keeping your eyes closed and your attention in your body. Maybe your body is still now. What do you feel? Maybe you actually feel still that you're spiraling a little bit, or the energy around you might be. Just taking a time to feel what is going on. And whenever you feel that you are still again, and the energy is also still and not turning anymore, you take a deep breath. And you start slowly circling the other way, so to the left, starting with small circles. Making them bigger and bigger, paying attention to your breath. Really rolling over those sitting bones, leaning backwards, to the right, to the front, and going as fast as you like. You can also play around with that a little bit, going faster and slower. Keeping your eyes closed, your jaw soft. Making them even larger. And then you start to make the circles smaller again. And in about 3 or 4 breaths, you will be in a neutral position again, sitting quietly, not moving anymore with the body, and paying attention to what you feel inside your body and maybe surrounding it. Shoulders soft, hands soft, jaw soft. Which part of the body do you feel best? Front, the back, left side, right side, down side, outside, or maybe the core, your axis. And taking a deep inhalation, breathing out via the mouth, blinking open the eyes softly, and we will go into the first asana. And that is a half butterfly. We will be doing quite some asymmetric poses, so we can really pay attention to the different sides of our body. And we will start with half butterfly on the left side. So your left leg is extended, and your right leg is bent, and you can position your right sole just in the upside of the of the left leg, preferably not touching the knee, but more upward. If that's hard for you, you can just softly lean it into the knee. That's okay, but don't put any pressure. Now try to sit straight and feel both of your sitting bones into the earth. Taking a deep breath, and on your exhalation, you bend forward. Just forward, really forward. Don't try to either go left or right, just really forward, and let your spine stop yourself. I will keep track of the time. You can close your eyes and soften your body as much as you can. Breathing deeply into the belly, sending the breath to the back part of the left leg, where you probably feel most tension. Make sure that your arms are relaxed, no stretching, bend your elbows, and let your arms heavily drop down from your shoulders. Your head can also just drop down, let it hang from the neck. Relax the neck, the jaw, and the forehead. Breathe deeply and try to pay attention to what you feel in the body. Which sides of the body do you feel? And can you breathe into them? This pose is both paying attention to the back side of the body, especially the back side of the left leg and also your back. Feel your sitting bones in the mat. Feel all those parts of your body that are in direct contact with the floor. Carried by the earth, always supported, stable underneath you. Relaxing your legs, also your right leg. Relax the hips, the feet. Feeling the rise and fall of the breath. Relax your neck. Taking 3 more breaths. And on your third exhalation, you land your palms into the floor and you slowly make your way up, vertebra by vertebra. And then you lay down on your back. Move slowly. Close your eyes. Allow your body to relax and release. And just lay down here for a couple of minutes in silence. Feeling in the body the difference between the sides, left and right, front and back. Letting all your weight sink into the floor. Your body is soft and heavy. And you take deep inhalations, soft exhalations. And taking 2 more very profound respirations. And on your second exhalation, you come on all fours. If you want to, you can start the playlist, and you can also choose to just keep the asanas in silence, whatever you prefer. I will keep the playlist. And you come into all fours, and what you will do, I will actually demonstrate it this way. You make a little bit of space between your knees, and you make sure that your toes touch each other. So you can actually go to child's pose, close to child's pose. But what you will do, we will be twisting. We will go to thread the needle, which means that we will be actually going into child's pose, but we stick our right arm under the left one, and then we plant ourselves on our right shoulder, and we gently stretch the left arm forward. So don't make sure that your hips are more or less equal. So don't try to already bend over too much. So at the beginning, you can just try to keep them parallel to each other. When you feel space in your right arm and your right shoulder, you might start to bend a little bit. You can do this during the pose in relaxation. If you really have a lot of space, you can bring your left arm over your back. And make sure to, in that case, really try to twist the spine a little bit. You can also bend your head a bit more upward. And as you can see, when you twist, you actually bring your hips a little bit up. So it's very hard to stay in child's pose. So you can really bring them up a little bit. Try to relax the knees. If you want to keep the knees further apart, that's also totally fine. In that case, you will also stretch the inside of the legs, inner side, and groins. So you can come in the position. And I will keep track of the time. And then pay attention to which sides of the body ask your attention. Where do you feel discomfort? And if you don't feel any discomfort, where can you maybe increase it a little bit? You're doing yin after all, not restorative yoga. And those parts that ask your attention, is it possible for you to bring some more softness there? To breathe into them, create space. Relax your neck and your jaw. This pose actually touches a lot of sides, especially the left side, the left flank. Of course, also the right arm and shoulder. Especially the arms and the chest. The front side and the left side of the body. And if you have your knees far apart, of course, also the front and inside of the legs. Create space when you inhale. And sink into that space when you exhale. And keep your neck relaxed all the time. And see if you, when you exhale, can open up the chest a little bit more. Bringing more space into the chest and more stretch or space also into the left side, your left flank. Still relaxing the neck. Taking 4 more breaths. Soften your legs, your hips. And sink into the floor. And breathing deeply and slowly into the abdomen. And on your 4th exhalation, you bring back the left arm. You plant it with the palm facing downward in the floor. So you can actually bring your right arm back. And then you slowly make your way to either your back or your belly. So lay down, move slowly. Take a moment to feel in the body while you relax. Give the body the chance to recover, regenerate. Letting the body just do its job while you remain passive. Only paying attention to what is going on inside. Feeling the differences between your sides. Right arm, left arm. The right part of the rib cage and the left part. How are your legs doing? Do you still feel a difference, or are they now the same? Taking deep inhalations in, filling the belly, the chest. Naturally breathing out. Time and again. And taking 2 more breaths. And then you come into a seated position again. This time going into the other side of the half butterfly, so your right leg remains extended. Your left leg is bent. You place the sole of the foot just into the right upper leg. Place it as high as you can, but if it takes too much force or muscle strength, just place it a little bit lower, but don't push. Don't push the knee. Try to relax your back. Maybe you want to give your shoulders a roll, and you take a deep breath. And on your exhalation, you bend forward, letting your spine stop you. And be completely different from the other side. Don't force anything. Just see where you are. Relax your leg. And if your knee comes a bit up, that's totally fine. It's no problem at all. If there's too much tension, you can always put a block under it or a pillow. Totally good. Make sure that you drop your head from the shoulders, from the neck. Shoulders are soft and your arms are bent. No stretching, no reaching forward. Just breathing. And feeling the right side of the body, especially the right leg, the back side of the right leg. And also feeling how your spine bends forward. Deep breaths into the abdomen, into the belly. Relaxing the left leg, letting the knee drop outward and down. And with every exhalation, you bring more softness in the body. I know that you might feel the back side of your right leg tense or really contracted, but try to release it, to make it soft, breathing into it, creating space, and sinking into that space with every exhalation. Feeling how the gravity pulls you towards the earth. Feeling how your sitting bones are connected to the floor, your feet, all the parts that are in direct contact with the mat. The rise and fall of the breath With every inhalation, your body being lifted a little bit towards the sky, expanding the rib cage. And it goes down when you exhale, just like a wave, in and out, up and down. Completely natural movement. And taking 3 more profound breaths. And on your third exhalation, you bring your palms to the floor, and vertebra by vertebra, you make your way up with your eyes closed. Make your way to your back, extending both legs. And keeping your attention inward, feeling the different sides of your body, especially right leg and the left leg. Inhaling deeply into those parts that might feel vulnerable. The body passive and relaxed. With curiosity looking inside. The jaw is soft, the forehead is smooth. Shoulders are heavy, carried by the earth. And taking 2 more deep breaths into the lower back, into both legs. And on your second exhalation, you slowly make your way to all fours again, or the other side of thread the needle. So again, this time you bring your knees a bit outward, or if you prefer to have them more outward, you can do that. Extend your right arm and show your left arm underneath. Taking a moment to keep the hips parallel to each other and to just feel how this is for you. How does this feel for the left shoulder? For the right arm? And if you are a bit used to the pose, you can either twist a little bit more and bringing the right shoulder a bit more up. And if your body allows it, you can bring your right arm on your back. But only do this if this feels good for you. Otherwise, you keep your right arm extended. And make sure to relax it. So you can extend it, but at the same time, let it drop. So don't keep those arm muscles engaged. Breathing deeply into the belly, into the back. And feeling which sides of the body are asking your attention. Maybe the inside of the legs, if you have your knees apart. Further apart is more tension. If it's too much, just close them a little bit. Try to relax into the hips and to the groin. Maybe also feel the right flank, the right side of the spine. The right rib cage, right part of the rib cage, the right shoulder. Probably you also feel the left shoulder and the left arm touching the floor. Arms in the front side of the body and the right side of the body. Relax your neck and breathe deeply. And follow every exhalation to the end, carrying you in that moment of breathlessness. And maybe you can also notice that in that breathlessness, you even can amplify the feelings in your body. You feel them even better. And surrender to them. Just keep breathing. Four more breaths. Breathe deeply and create space when you inhale. And sink into it. Feel the gravity pulling you down when you exhale. Relax your neck, your shoulders. On your fourth exhalation, you bring back the right arm. Extend it to the front, palm down. Put some pressure on it so you can bring the left arm back. And then you make your way either to your belly or to your back, whatever you prefer. Keeping your eyes closed, attention inward. Moving slow. And when you lay down, you feel all the different sides of your body, but especially your left arm, your right arm, the right side of the rib cage. And then the rest of the body. Relaxing the entire body. Make sure that you really sink into the floor. You lengthen your neck. Support it on the base of the skull, not on the ground. Feeling the shoulders sink into the floor, the hips, and the heels. Feeling the entire backside of the body. Also feeling the backside of your arms. How does your backside feel? Do you feel how it is supported by the floor? Does it feel totally different? And now focusing on the front side of the body, covered by air, just fresh air surrounding it. Free movement of the breath. Chest going up and down, belly rising and falling. Upside and downside with different feelings. And where in the body do you feel that it's more the upside, the upper part of the body? And from where onwards does it feel more like the back side? So where does the front side start and where is the back side starting in the body? Taking 2 deep breaths. And on your second exhalation, you slowly come into a seated position. A seated position? No, we go into all fours. And I will give 2 alternatives, or 3, yeah. I will give one, like the basic pose, the original version, and then I will give 2 alternatives because this is can be quite an intense pose. It's going to be left side of the shoelace. So this means that you're going to bring your right leg behind the left one, and you plant the right knee at the left side of the left knee. So there. Then you bring your lower legs a little bit to the side. You might want to have a block ready, or a pillow, or a book, which you can put down behind your sitting bones. And then you can walk back to the floor or to the block. Just whatever you feel is best for you. You can also start on a block, and going through the pose, you might want to actually get to the floor. If you are on the floor, it's okay if your knees are a little bit lifted, but make sure that you are sitting on both sitting bones. So you are having, like, from the front, it will look this way. You have your left knee on top of your right knee, and your feet are pointing to the sides. And it's very intense, so you can always use a block. And if it's still too intense, then I will give you the option to extend your right leg so that you only have your left knee on top of your right knee, but you have your right leg extended. And then you bend forward, because otherwise you will not feel much, probably. If that is still too much for you, second alternative, you lay down on your back. You bring your left ankle onto the right knee, and then you clasp your hands behind your right leg and you lay down, because then also you feel the outside of the left leg and the left glute. So, or glutes. So then I will keep track of the time. Brave you if you are still in shoelace already. Breathe deep into the sitting bones, into the hips. Unclench your jaw, super important in this pose. And if your knees hurt, you come out of the pose. There's nothing to gain, on the contrary. So if your knees start to hurt and the normal tension is fine, but if you feel stinging pains or shooting pains, you come out of the pose. Breathe very deeply into the sitting bones, the hips, left side of the body, especially the left hip, left buttocks, left side of the left leg. And soften up. Shoulders are soft. Spine is straight, or if you want to intensify the pose, you can bend forward. And then also drop the head. And whatever you do, whatever you feel, keep breathing very profoundly. Deeply in, through the resistance, if you might feel that. Just finding calm in the exhalation and at the end of the exhalation. Keeping your jaw soft, forehead smooth. And breathing through whatever you feel. And you know that if you really cannot do this anymore, if you really think you're going to die, you come out of the pose. But I can assure you, you're not going to die and your body can do this. Just let it soften up. Create space for 3 more exhalations or inhalations and exhalations. Soften up, relax the body. And feel how much space you're creating in that left leg, the left glute. On your 3rd exhalation, you vertebra by vertebra come up if you were holding forward. And then you can lean backwards to really gently and softly release the legs. You can help them. Really take your time. Might feel very vulnerable or not. And then you make your way to your back, keeping your eyes closed. Releasing all tension into the floor. Laying down, body passive, heavy, soft. Really sinking into relaxation. Observing what you feel. How does the left side feel? Left leg, left hip, left part of the lower back. How does the right side feel? Your right leg, right hip, the right part of the lower leg, the lower back. Starting to mix up all the words. And then from the lower back, more upward to the mid back and the upper back. How does the body feel? How is your jaw? Is it unclenched or is it really tight? And then can you soften it up? You can even move it a little bit. Front, back, left, right. Opening the mouth. Really feeling how it is to have your jaw unclenched, to have it loose. And your jaw is connected in a way to your hips. So if you really clench your jaw and you really like tightening it, and in a posture like the one we just did, it's very hard to open up the hips too. So whenever you feel tension in the hips, also always check if you have your jaw unclenched. Even moving it a bit. Taking 2 more deep breaths. Breathing into the belly. And on your second exhalation, you come into all fours again. And we will be doing the other side. So this time you bring your left knee behind the right leg. And then you bring your left knee to the right side of the right leg, and you bring your both lower legs more outward. And also on this side, you might want to use a block or a bolster or whatever you prefer. It might feel completely different from the other side. And then you come backwards, sitting on your sitting bones, on both of your sitting bones. And again, if you feel your knee hurting, shooting pains, twinging pains, you come out of the pose. Again, here you can adapt the pose by extending the left leg, or you lay down, bringing your right ankle on the left knee, and then clasping your hands together behind your left leg. And if you don't get there, you can also use a, what's that called? A belt or a sock or whichever garment you have close by to just pull. So if you want to make the pose more intense, you can bend forward and really feel both of those sitting bones connected to the floor. And if you remain seated with a straight spine, make sure that you relax your shoulders, your neck, and your jaw. Deep inhalations into the belly, into the hips, to the right side of the right leg, the outside of the right leg, right glute, the right hip. Following all the phases of the respiration, inhaling deeply, that break in between where your body is filled with air, fresh oxygen, chi. And then the exhalation, following it all the way to the end in a state of breathlessness where you let gravity pull you down. If you bend forward, make sure that you relax your neck and your shoulders. And also make sure that your sitting bones actually still touch the floor. And you might want to bend to the left side or to the right side. You have that space. Just feel what is best for you. Taking 4 more very conscious breaths, deep and slow. Expanding when you inhale and sinking in when you exhale. And then you slowly push yourself into upright position again. Leaning backwards so you can detangle the legs. You can take a moment to lay down on your back to feel what the pose has provoked, physical sensations, also being aware of what is going on mentally or emotionally. The body completely passive. Then taking 3 more profound breaths, and then you can prepare yourself for Shavasana. And if you want to, you can play the song Opening by Nada Sadhana and Kevin Courtney. It's a couple of songs below the current one. So it's called Opening. And you can come lay down in Shavasana. The body entirely relaxed. Taking 3 deep inhalations through the nose and exhaling or sighing out via the mouth. And with every exhalation, with every sigh, you let your body sink deeper into the floor. As if the floor under your backside of your body opens and allows you to sink into the space of calm, ease, and softness. Really covering the body, embracing it. With every exhalation, you sink deeper and deeper. Your body becoming softer and softer, heavier and heavier, more spacious, until you don't really feel anymore the boundary between your skin and the air around it. Slow and deep breaths. And deeper you sink. And then slowly start to deepen the breath, lengthen the breath, feeling how your front side of the body expands when you inhale, feeling all the space around the front side of your body. And taking fresh air into the lungs, sending it down the legs to the feet, to the toes. Starting to wiggle the toes and also sending breath through the arms. And you want to spread the arms to the sides and maybe even up above your head. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, really feeling the freedom at the front side of the body. Feeling how your belly and your chest expand upward, lifted up. Starting to wiggle the fingers, turning the wrists, turning the ankles. And you want to yawn a couple of times. And make yourself smaller, bringing your knees to your chest and laying down on your right side. Taking 2 or 3 breaths on your right side. And before you come into a seated position again, your spine straightened and your shoulders soft. Your crown being pulled up to the sky. Your sitting bones turned into the floor. In the middle there's you, with a straight spine and open chest. Feeling how the body feels at this moment. Feeling the front, the left side, left leg, left arm, left shoulder, left part of the rib cage, left ear, left eye. Switching to the right side of the body, feeling the right leg, right hip, the right sitting bone, the right arm, shoulder, the right part of the rib cage. The right ear, the right eye. Feeling the back side of the body. Especially tailbone and then upwards following the spine. Shoulder blades in the back side of the head. And then feeling your axis, your core, from your sitting bones to the crown of your head. And also feeling your third eye, space between your brows, a little bit back into the head, in the center of your head. Bringing your arms up above your head, closing your hands together above your head, taking another inhalation. And on your exhalation, you follow your axis, bringing your hands down in front of the heart. Taking a moment to thank yourself for the time you took to practice, to thank your body for all the different sides that it shows you. And I also thank you for your time and for practicing with me. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of the day. And I see you soon again.